Welcome everyone, TheDailyWoo here. This must look awfully familiar to you, especially if you are a fan of Back to the Future Part 1 or Back to the Future Part 2, depending on either at the beginning or the end of Part 1, when Michael J. Fox's character, Marty McFly, comes either skateboarding at the beginning or running down at the end and sees Doc Brown getting shot by Libyan terrorists right down there at the Twin Pines Mall, which is actually the Puente Hills Mall. And also, this is actually used in the TheDailyWoo intro on the TheDailyWoo channel at the very end, before like kind of during the cold opening, and then the intro comes in. TheDailyWoo goes on adventures for you. He doesn't even ask your mom if you want to see his zany journeys, etc., etc., etc. And at the very end of that, I am running down this, scampering down this, reenacting Marty McFly's run. And I have something very exciting to share with you, which lies right over there. Spoiler alert, you might be able to see it in my glasses. So let's get to it. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's TheDailyWoo. And I am going to show you an attempt to do a horrible recreation of Back to the Future Part 1. Because something is in the parking lot that has never been here before. Now, a couple years ago, Justin Scard and I, coincidentally, luckily enough, the stars were aligned. We were driving past here, and there was an actual time-machined out DeLorean going through the parking lot very rapidly. I filmed it, I documented it, I put it over on the TheDailyWoo channel. Security showed up, told the people who owned the DeLorean that they could not be here. I documented all that. It's on the TheDailyWoo channel. Just look up Busted Back to the Future Mall. I'll put the link down below, as well as the filming locations of Part 1 and Part 2. I'll put all my Back to the Future stuff down below. So after you watch this, you can go back and watch all my other Back to the Future fandom videos. It is my all-time favorite movie. In fact, I have a Back to the Future tattoo all along here. Doc Brown, the clock tower, the plutonium suit, the DMC logo, the Back to the Future arrow, and of course the out of time license plate. So you must realize that I am somehow harnessing my excitement and about to unveil it to you, because right over there is something very amazing. So let's go back now to 1985. Let's go back to 1985, when Michael J. Fox is running down this embankment here at the Puente Hills Mall, the Twin Pines Mall, also called the Lone Pine Mall, also depending on what timestamp in the movie of Part 1 you are watching. And he runs down and he sees Doc Brown, who has not been shot yet, but he witnesses the gunfire as the Libyans shoot Christopher Lloyd's character. And Christopher Lloyd is standing in front of his vehicle that actually unveiled the time machine DeLorean for the first time ever in the movie, the first time we actually get to see the time machine. And that vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, is sitting in the exact spot right here. It's Dr. E. Brown Enterprises 24-hour scientific services. You're hanging around with Dr. Emmett Brown again, McFly. He's a real nutcase. Look at that guy. Look at that truck. Dr. Emmett Brown. Oh my. I am foaming at the mouth with excitement. Look at this. Look at this. How often does this happen anywhere, especially at the Twin Pines Mall? Right down there is where all the action happened. And there is Dr. Brown's van/truck vehicle. Let's go down there. You guys want to go down there? I know you guys want to go down the hill that Michael J. Fox dove and did that historic roll down. Now, I have done plenty of vlogs before here and expressed my love of Back to the Future. Never did I think I would ever visit these filming locations, let alone be living in Southern California. Within 30 to 45 minutes of the home that I am living in is the Back to the Future Mall. So let's go down there. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. So right down here, is Dr. Emmett Brown's van truck, just sitting here all coned off. And this is, of course, the hill that Michael J. Fox ran and dove down, which is very interesting. I always wondered why he dove and did not just run down. He didn't trip, he dove like a swan dive. But look at this. Sitting pretty much in the exact spot. The tires might not be aligned correctly in the exact spot, but it's pretty close. Look, it says Enterprises. It looks like the P has fallen off. It looks like the P has fallen off of the side. I do not want to grab that because security might actually think that I am tampering with a piece of movie replica history. So look at this. Now, this, I am almost 100% confident this is not a screen-used truck. Last night when I heard about this, I started doing some research, and I came to realize the tires are different, the hubcaps are different. If you watch the movie back in the screenshots, the gas tank in 1985 on the screen-used Doc Brown van was actually over here. So the gas tank was not there. See, the gas tank is here. But in the movie, the gas tank was here. Everything else looks super, super, super similar, except there's one other thing that actually looks a little bit different, and that is the chassis up front. The chassis is a little bit different, and these grates in the movie, if I remember correctly, actually are going this way instead of this way. So the grates are a little bit different. But this is awesome. And they're actually doing a celebration. The We're Going Back organization is doing the 30-year anniversary, of course, 2015, 1985, 30 years. Think about it, the movie came out 30 years ago. And for Back to the Future fans, October 21st, 2015 is a historic day because that is the day that Marty goes to the future. So let's look at this. And of course, we got a little hashtag going on here, We're Going Back. And look inside the van. The plutonium suit, not the suit, the plutonium box is in here. That is the plutonium box. And of course the Burger King bags, and you might think, oh, they just left their fast food in here. But in reality, the beginning of Back to the Future 1, Marty skateboards, jumps on the back of the person's vehicle who's coming out of the drive-thru of Burger King. So that is a little bit of a Back to the Future homage as well. This is awesome. And I do not know if you can see it or not, but there is a board, so you cannot actually see past the seat. So you gotta wonder, is there a time machine DeLorean in the back of Doc's vehicle sitting at the Twin Pines Mall, the Puente Hills Mall? Is the DeLorean actually inside of this very well done replica? And of course, at the end, when Marty McFly is talking to Doc Brown, explaining the whole thing, and Doc Brown talks about the Libyans, of course, from a group of Libyan nationalists. They wanted me to build them a bomb, but instead I built my shiny bomb casing, but I used pinball machine parts. And he looks over here, and right where that car is driving towards us down that hill, that is where the Libyans turned on their lights. All this can be seen in my Back to the Future Part 1 filming location video. But when I did that filming location video, which you can find on YouTube/AdamTheWoo, this was not here. I could have used this very eloquently in my filming, in my filming location video. So this, oh my gosh, this is awesome. But I just noticed, look, there are the watches, there are the time watches right there. Einstein's clock is in exact synchronization with my control watch. Look at this. Can you see those? Can you see them dangling right there? Look at this. See if you can see it through here. There are the control watches. There are the control watches. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And of course the DeLorean would have been right over here. And look who I have brought with me today. I have actually brought Doc Brown himself to he's raising his hand. He doesn't have to go to the bathroom. He's raising his hand out of excitement right there, because that is, remember, does that ring a bell? Does that ring a, of course, of course, of course. That is, no, it's cold, I'm cold. That is awesome. Doc Brown, that is your, remember this, Doc? Do you remember this, Doc? Do you remember, Doc? Do you remember your vehicle and what happened right in here? The DeLorean was right in here. Doc was right in this little area, right here with his vehicle. That is cool. Called up Marty on the phone at night. Marty had forgotten, had fallen asleep in his bed. You didn't fall asleep, did you? Of course not. He was on his way, rode the skateboard down, met up, and we have the unveiling of the DeLorean right in here. So as though, oh, by the way, I brought another little prop that you guys might like. I actually brought one of my multitudes of DeLoreans. I actually brought one of my many different scale model time machine DeLoreans from part one. And it's sitting right here waiting for its recreation moment. Right here. So let's actually recreate the unveiling from part one, the first time we actually see the time machine DeLorean. Michael J. Fox is standing right over there. The DeLorean backs out of the back of this van right here. So basically, the DeLorean backs out of here. Of course, the track was down. This mechanism was actually down on the ground, and the DeLorean was right here. Basically, right there. So there's the DeLorean backing out of the back of Doc's vehicle. I'm recreating the sound effects. DeLorean pulls out, and of course a little flaw in the movie is the fact that you would not even be able to open the doors to the DeLorean. Doc couldn't have even got inside the DeLorean to back out because the DeLorean was the same size as the length of Doc's van. That's a little tidbit a lot of Back to the Future fans do not realize. But the length of the DeLorean is exactly the length of the van from here to here. So how could Doc have climbed in the DeLorean, waited for Marty to show up, and then backed the DeLorean out, right out of here? The DeLorean backs out, straight out of the back of Doc's van. Michael J. Fox, of course, standing right over here. He has his skateboard standing next to Einstein. Einstein, you little devil, happened right in here. So Michael J. Fox standing here, turns and looks and sees all the smoke, all the fog, the DeLorean backing out, rolls up, basically stops right in here. And then, of course, the camera turns this way. Doc Brown jumps out. Marty, you made it! Very, very cool. So I brought my DeLorean here. So after it backs out, they actually move the DeLorean kind of over in this area, because when Doc tests it, the DeLorean is coming straight towards us. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious S. And then it goes by, it disappears. Doc explains the same thing. You telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean? The way I see it, if you're going to build a time machine in a car, why not do it with some style? Besides, the stainless steel construction made the flux dispersal. Watch out! The DeLorean comes back right in here, explosions aplenty, and then it skids and it stops kind of right around here. So DeLorean was kind of in here. Now this is not an exact spot, but this is basically where the DeLorean would have been. An exact synchronization with his van. So there we go. And then of course he comes over, tries to open with his hands, very, very, very cold. Then he takes his foot, pops open the door, and explains the whole scenario of time travel and the DeLorean to Michael J. Fox's character, Marty McFly. This is absolutely amazing. I cannot even comprehend what is actually going on right now. This is actually at the Back to the Future Mall, the Twin Pines Mall, Back to the Future is my all-time favorite movie. It has more memories to me, more fondness in my heart than any other film. I love Back to the Future. Quote this movie all the time. Love Back to the Future. Back to the Future, the fandom of Back to the Future is so massive and so huge. And I've noticed about Back to the Future, there's a few other movies that are very popular, like Goonies and Star Wars, but something about Back to the Future to people resonates even 30 years later, where people are so excited that they will do a recreation of Doc's van / truck. Would it be a van or a truck? Whatever it is, his vehicle, parked at the Twin Pines Mall. People are coming from all over to see this, very excited, including me, who is doing a vlog today, bringing my DeLorean. I'm gonna get some photos here. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. I wanted to share my excitement. Of course, Einstein up there. What is it, Heine? Einstein up there in his own little plutonium suit. Of course, you remember Einstein the dog would have been right here barking. So he would have been barking. And Einstein was wearing a plutonium suit too, but it didn't cover his whole body, which made me think, that's very dangerous for the dog. How is that little shredded up suit that Einstein is wearing going to protect him from the fallout of the nuclear force from the plutonium, which was right over here, which now is actually inside there? Is there actual plutonium inside there? Doc, you don't just walk into a store and buy plutonium. Did he rip that off? Of course! Of course! From a group of Libyan nationalists! Oh, there's a better shot of the time, the clocks right there dangling. You probably see that a little bit better. Oh my gosh. I love Back to the Future. I love this. I love the fact that 80s filming locations exist. I love the 80s because you can actually show up to your favorite filming locations. I do a variety of filming locations. I've done over 50 filming locations on the TheDailyWoo channel. That's not even including this, the TheDailyWoo vlog channel, which I have done a multitude of filming locations, unedited, and I've done well past 1,000 days on this vlog. Please subscribe to the TheDailyWoo channel and this, and check out down below all the links to all the Back to the Future goodness that I have documented over the years. Look at this Back to the Future van. It's Back to the Future. It's Doc's van. Shunk gong gong, ga dong gong gong gong, ga dong gong gong, gong ga dong, shunk gong 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 gong, gong gong da dong dong. That's very bad. Do not judge me on my Back to the Future singing abilities. You know what's interesting too is that when the time machine goes back in time, when Marty says, let's see if you know what's can do 90, and he's driving over that way, and then he kicks it up and it hits 88 miles per hour, and then he goes back in all of his turns into Mr. Peabody's property. He had this crazy idea about breeding pine trees. Old man Peabody and all of it had this crazy idea about breeding pine trees. So after all that happened, and of course the photo booth was right over there that disappeared, and then he smashes into the, not a skeleton, what is that thing called? When he goes back to Peabody's farm and he smashes into the scarecrow, not what I think he's skeleton, the scarecrow flips up over the top. By the way, here's another weird mistake. If you pause it on your Back to the Future 1 DVD or Blu-ray, when he hits that scarecrow, the scarecrow actually flips up over the top of the hood, and then there's a quick edit shot, and the scarecrow is looking directly in Michael J. Fox's face, and then he screams, "Ah!" like that. But actually, if you rewind it just a hair, just a millisecond before, the scarecrow actually went over the top of the car, so there's no possible way, that is a continuity error, where the scarecrow would have startled him right in front of him, because the scarecrow actually went over the car. But I digress. As the DeLorean goes by and starts to spark and goes back in time. Doc Brown is laying right there behind his vehicle. And the DeLorean actually goes right between the pole and Doc Brown's van. So that's kind of cool. Like they actually do have it set up in the exact spot. So think about it. Basically, the car was right here. And the car, the DeLorean, went through there. It sped off this way, turned that corner, started here by my van, went up, went around that light pole, zoomed this way, hit 88 miles per hour, and then straight ahead between Doc Brown's van and this exact light pole. So basically, the DeLorean would have kept going, sparking, going crazy, going back in time before it hit the photo booth. The Libyans, of course, were not that lucky. They smashed directly into the photo booth, just like the DeLorean just smashed into that cone here, which has been set up because they do not want people accidentally running their vehicles into that. So that is awesome. Gosh, man, I don't even want to end this vlog. One other spot as well was right over here when Marty sees Doc get shot. Doc would have been right about here, standing right here, and he did that whole one-legged like, no, bees. What is a TV radio edit for the word beastards? No, beastards. Look at this. So right here is where Doc Brown would have gotten shot. Did that one-legged little death scene, fell over right in here, just in the same exact spot. So that is awesome. All right, I'm gonna take some photos. Thanks for watching this vlog. Please subscribe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Awesome. So awesome. Check down below for my teachers, AdamTheWoo.Spreadshirt.com, Patreon/AdamTheWoo, all that good stuff. Hope you guys like me going around and showing you stuff like this, documenting fun, weird, wacky things that are exciting to me and vicariously exciting to you. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.